Moving on. This is a topic that I've always wanted to talk about, and I'm going to make a short video on this because this is something that I honestly feel needs to be spoken aloud, especially in this grand scheme of things where World War III might happen. Iran's firing to Israel, America's ignoring responsibility, Malaysia's doing what they can. So the reason why this particular topic, moving on, is so important is because right now I'm in that age where essentially I can say that I've started having regrets about my life. When I say regrets, I truly mean in the sense of, oh, I should have said this, or I should have said that. I should have done this. I should have done that. So I wanted to talk about this topic essentially because I feel it's a necessity nowadays for people to learn to move on from past mistakes, choices that they regret doing, or things that are essentially gnawing on themselves or gnawing upon themselves to the point where it doesn't really help. Let me tell you a story. At some part in my early 20s, I had to let go of certain people from my life, as much as some people had to essentially get out of my life and they had to leave me. That is a form of moving on. The decision I took to move on from that friendship was a conscious decision that was not made overnight. I had to weigh out the pros and cons of my life to a level that can be said as monotonous at times. However, it serves a purpose to really see about where that relationship was going, that friendship was going. So let me tell you the story. I was friends with this one person who was in a relationship with another person. I'm not going to say their names out of respect for both of these people. And we were a part of a larger group of people, a larger group of friends, I would say. This person decided to do something to the other person that they were in a relationship with that caused them to break up. And essentially when that happened, it was a year of our friendship group being stuck in a limbo after they broke up. Our friendship group was essentially left on this limbo of where should we put our allegiance to, where is our loyalty at, where should we put their loyalty at. Well, I was trying to piece things together because for me, this circle of friends, I would say, was one of the most important things in my life, especially during that time. It was a very tender time, or a very gentle time for me, because I just got done with university. I was already dealing with post-graduation depression. I was having second thoughts about entering the business world and not getting formal employment, working for my dad especially. And then when all of this was happening, it amalgamated to us having fights frequently as a friend group, and it truly led to the fall of the friend group, in where everyone just dispersed into their own lives. When that happened, honestly, for myself, when that happened for me, oh my god, when that happened for me, it was by far one of the hardest things I had to go through, because this was people in my life that I honestly I saw them as an extension of myself. These were my friends, these were extensions of myself, and I saw that. But when that happened, it was a pain that lingered upon me for such a long time. But I had no other choice but to go through the process of mourning the friendship, missing the friendship. Even till this day, I still occasionally miss the friendships or the friendship group that I had. But it was all in the understanding that the common consensus of it was I had to move on. I had to move on and fix my life or build my life the way that I see fit. And honestly, it's not as easy as people would assume. Going from what essentially was a failure on all parties, but I can only look upon myself. Where while how or why the friendship failed, why this friendship group failed. You could say to yourself, saying, "Oh, this is something that we don't need to talk about. Oh, this happens. People grow apart." Well, honestly, it sucks. It sucks to not talk about it because how do we process such an emotion, such a feeling, without having these narrative voices that could tell you about what they've gone through and how you could move on? There are a lot of videos on YouTube about it. I just want to share mine. I just want to share my specific experience with this because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, like going from this big circle of friends when we were in university to complete strangers. We don't even talk anymore. We don't even, like that Charlie Puth song, "We don't talk anymore." It literally happened like that. Is it the fault of anyone or anybody? Yes and no. Obviously, yes and no. It was a circumstance that caused it. The circumstance, because of what happened, is why we had to break up. We had to move on from our lives. Some of them got married. Some of them are focusing on their career. Some of them are focusing on this. But when all is said and done, what's left is me. Me as the guy who was honestly just the tail end of the friendship, was holding on to it the most. I got affected by it as well. So how do I move on? How do I get through this kind of issue? Or how do I persevere this pain? Well, honestly, it's hard to go through it. But what I did was essentially understanding and also sympathizing about why these people had to leave the friendship group, and in an extension of that, leave my life. I had to sympathize and understand that these people are individual people. These are people who are individuals, and there's nobody else to blame but the circumstance. Like the famous quote, always like that famous quote, shit happens. Shit happens. Sorry. Fuck. Whatever. Shit happens. You can't really blame anyone else when shit happens. You can only just look at it as broadly as you can from where you stand. Shit happens. Things happen. There's nobody really to blame. How do you move on is sympathizing, and for me anyways, it's sympathizing and understanding that I did the best that I could. I did the best that I could. During that time, through my limited ability, I did the best that I could. Well, people might ask, what if I have regrets? You're always going to have regrets. You're always going to have the what if of whether or not you could have done something, or what if these people decide to come back together without me, or what if this friendship will come together and we will be happy together again. Forget all that. Forget all that. Because you have to understand that in this life you are living right now, it is an astounding reality in which you are alone. You have to do this alone. You have to go through this pain alone. Nobody's there for you. Nobody cares as much as you think they care. And if you think people care about you more than you care about yourself, then you are insanely mistaken. People don't care about your problems as much as you think. People might give advice, people might help out, people might give a perspective, especially those who are actually close to you. But in all reality, people don't give a fuck. People don't care. So why should you care? Why should you sit there holding your hands together and praying that your friendship group will come together? Every time I get reminded of this, I remind myself what Allah has said in the Quran. He only takes away what you have to give you something better. He only takes away what you have right now to give you something better. Allah's plan is greater than what you have in your mind right now. And honestly, it's hard for you to conceptualize that idea, especially if you're going through it. But have that constant reminder. Have that constant reminder that you are worth it. You are worth it. If you feel like you have devalued yourself as a person for caring too much, it shows more about you than that person. It shows more about you than that situation. If you feel like there's something that you did in the past that you just can't get over with, the fact that you're still alive doesn't change the fact that you can change your reality. What you did in the past is the past. You shouldn't hold on to it. Holding on to the past does nothing more than cause depression. Depression. If you're living in the past, you're depressed. If you're thinking about the future too much, you're riddled with anxiety. If you live in the present, you're at peace. And humans as we are, it's hard for us to differentiate or navigate those emotions, especially when it comes true. Should I be depressed? Should I be anxiety ridden? Well, I'll say, why not all of them all at once? Be depressed, be anxious, be present in the moment. And the fact that you're alive is the reason why you can actually feel those emotions. There's nothing greater than that. If you want to feel dejected, feel rejected, feel insulted, and feel ashamed with yourself in the past, feel that emotion, but don't hold on to it. Let it come and go by. Let it come and go by. Because holding on to it is doing you no favors. Holding on to it does no favors for you. It has nothing of benefit for you. The more you hold on to it, the more pain you're gonna feel. Understand that whatever happens in the past, or whatever happened in the past, has happened. You can't change shit. You can't change what has happened. And my dad used to grill me on this, like, oh, benda dah lepas. Yes, benda dah lepas. Obviously, it has happened. I can't change what happened in the past. What do you want me to do? Regret my decisions? No. I did it. Do I regret it later on? Yes. If I feel like that is a bad decision, yes, I do regret it. But should I live with regret? No. I should live with a sense of gratitude. I should feel grateful that I had that experience, that I was able to feel that, I was able to embody that experience, that emotion, because if not, I can't be human. This particular topic, this goddamn topic, has been the bane of my existence for the past few years, from 2020 till now. A lot of things happened in 5 years. A lot of things has happened in 5 years. I wish I could have changed a lot of things. I wish I could have changed a lot of things. But what other choice do I have than to move on, understand that I'm where I am right now, make better decisions and learn from it, and be grateful that I was able to go through it. And yes, it sucked. It sucks. It sucks insanely. It's horrible at times, but what other choice do I have? Then, moving on. Anyways, just wanted to end you on that note, but yeah. Talk to you guys soon. Assalamualaikum.